The NBA playoffs have begun, and the first game of the series definitely raised some questions about some of the teams involved. So guys, it's time for a little buy or sell. Let's start with the Brooklyn Nets and the Chicago Bulls. In Game 1, the Nets, led by Deron Williams, who played spectacular, beat the Bulls by 17. Are you buying this Nets team?
I am not buying this Nets team. This Chicago Bulls team is still very, very, very talented. They're ranked 6th in defensive efficiency. I know Joakim, he's a little banged up. But they still have Carlos Boozer, Luol Deng, Jimmy Butler, solid defenders on the wing, and Noah's still probably going to play about 20 to 25 minutes. The Nets in Game 1, they shot 56%, and in Game 2, the game that Chicago won, the Nets only shot 35%. So this series is not over. Chicago's going to make this a series.
It's not over, but I think the Nets are for real. You see 9 combined All-Star appearances from Deron Williams and Joe Johnson. Plus, you have a center who's playing the best basketball of his career in Brook Lopez. This team, the Chicago Bulls, I will admit, they are fantastic in the paint, fantastic defensive team. They're going to make New York shoot threes, and I think if you make a team, or if you let a team shoot threes, they're going to punish you.
But you know who they get next, though? The Miami Heat, and there is no way they get by the Miami Heat. There's no way.
You never know. You never know. With a good center and good perimeter shooting, it can happen.
I think they lack the type of talent to guard Wade and LeBron. There's no way that this is the Heat's year. They definitely make it to the Eastern Conference Finals easily.
And the thing is with both the Bulls and the Nets is they have these performances that just shock everybody, and they play so well. And then they have these performances where they lose like the Pistons by 20. Yeah. It's just too much inconsistency coming out of this. But the Nets, who knows if they're for real? We'll have to wait and see. Yeah. But moving on, let's look out west, and the team that everybody's been talking about all season is the Los Angeles Lakers. And they somehow wound up with the 7th seed with that first round matchup against the San Antonio Spurs. Do you buy the Lakers having a potential shot at beating the Spurs?
No, I'm selling it immediately. You know, one of the big questions coming in was how each team was going to handle their injuries. You had Kobe Bryant injured, and then you've had Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Tim Duncan all banged up this year. And I think what we saw from the game...
Lakers also have had a little more injuries than just Kobe.
The big one is Kobe, but if you look at it, the Spurs handled their injuries better in Game 1. All those 3 players had double-doubles in the game, and then you had players that had to step up on the Lakers like Jody Meeks and Earl Clark who just didn't step up.
Yeah, Connor, I'm going to agree with you. I mean, it's not the Spurs are just a better team. They're simply a better team. They rank in the top 10 in both offensive and defensive efficiency, and they're extremely deep, which is something that the Lakers just aren't. And also, we talked about the recent emergence of Howard and Gasol in the Lakers' front court, but the Spurs can combat that so easily with Splitter and Duncan. Both are fabulous defenders.
I think the Lakers had a chance with Kobe.
Yeah.
But they were really starting to gain some momentum, and they were starting to play like a much better basketball team, but then he goes down.
Yeah, they had their formula.
They have no guard depth, and that's not how you're going to beat the Spurs.
I mean, Steve Blake's not going to beat the Spurs. All right, let's keep it going. James Harden and the Houston Rockets had a really good season. Him and Jeremy Lin put together a really good season for the Rockets. They now face his former team in the Oklahoma City Thunder. Do you think that James Harden is going to make the Thunder regret ever trading him?
Absolutely not. I'm going to shock people by saying this, but I think the Thunder are a better team with Kevin Martin versus with James Harden. Because James Harden, he's a person who's very ball dominant, and that doesn't coexist well with someone like Russell Westbrook. Kevin Martin's a person who can play off the ball, yet when he does have the ball, he can make things happen as well.
But he has been making things happen this season. He's gotten worse. His efficiency is 16 compared to James Harden this year at a 22.9 efficiency rating, and it's not because he's playing more minutes. He's being more efficient with the ball.
But yet, the Thunder they do rank 1st in offensive efficiency. Last year, I think they ranked 4th.
I think that's because Durant and Westbrook have gotten better. I don't think it's because of Kevin Martin, because his efficiency is lower than last year.
I think Kevin Martin has allowed them to get better, though, because Harden, when he has the ball, Westbrook's just standing over there. You know,
maybe it's better if Westbrook stands over there. He shoots quite a lot. It might be better.
People are pretty hard on Russell Westbrook. He's not a great three-point shooter, but he's a talented player.
Yeah, he's a talented player.
He's a top 10 talent.
He's very talented, but I think James Harden...
There's a reason why his PER is like 23.
I think the fact of the matter is, as long as the Oklahoma City Thunder have that big 3 of Serge Ibaka, Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook, doesn't matter who's going to be Kevin Martin or James Harden. They're still going to be the best team in the West. Last question, let's look at Denver. They had an awesome Game 1 game against Golden State with Andre Miller's, the 37-year-old's last-second shot. Is this the most exciting series in the first round?
I'm selling that. I'm saying it is not. The injury to David Lee hurts the Warriors a lot. I think it makes it a lot easier for the Nuggets. I believe before that the Nuggets were going to get knocked out first round, but that is not before David Lee was injured. I think the Nuggets advance. I think the most exciting series is going to be the Grizzlies-Clippers, the classic
offense.
After
the first game?
Even after the first two. Despite Game 1 and Game 2.
Game 2 was exciting.
Game 2 was very exciting.
The Clippers have a stranglehold on this series.
If you look at it, it's the classic offense versus defense. And if you look at Game 1, The Grizzlies held the Clippers to 1 dunk. They held Lob City to 1 dunk. That is ridiculous. And then game 2, it doesn't get more exciting than that.
I agree with you for a similar reason, but I'm going to pick a different series. I think in the Denver Golden State series, there's too many injuries.
Yeah.
And that kind of takes the excitement out of it, I think, for the most part. But I'm going to go with Boston and New York as the most exciting series, because look at it. Look at this matchup. Tyson Chandler and Kevin Garnett. We already saw it. Tyson Chandler in Game 1 got called for a tech for shoving Garnett. This is kind of what everyone wants to see, the classic Boston-New York rivalry for supremacy in the Northeast. And also, you know, Boston's a great defensive team. I think they rank in top 10 in defensive efficiency, and New York ranks 3rd in offensive efficiency. So they kind of have their offensive-defensive battle, too. And, you know, I think Boston can make this a series. I think they can surprise people.
Yeah, don't forget, historically, this is always a classic battle. And now the KG Melo, also the big little predicament they had at the beginning of the season. So we'll see how these playoffs play out. Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for this block. But when one-on-one returns, our football experts will be here to discuss the NFL draft. You don't want to miss this.